One of the important ways to maintain your quality of life is by balance. And a big part of balance is physical exercise, but also having quiet time, meditation. A great way to get meditation is through moving meditation with activities such as yoga. But yoga is hard for some people, and I think one of the easier ways for people to get that moving meditation down is moving QiGong. And so what we're going to do today is go through a moving QiGong exercise. There's going to be 5 exercises that we will go through. And as I go through these exercises, we will use the term easy with an E to explain what we're doing. What you're going to want to do during these exercises is think of expansion, elongation, arms and legs, attitude, alignment, smile, serene, slow, soft shoulders, and E for energy exercise, because that's what it is, and you want to have good experiences that go with you after you finish this exercise. So let's move in right now to our first energy exercise, grand opening and closing, or Chinese coffee, as my teacher Yang Yang would call it. And so when you do grand opening and closing, you're expanding, you're elongating, your arms and legs are moving against resistance. You've got eagle claw hands. Your alignment is not too tilted forward, not too tilted backwards. And you're slow. You're smiling. You're serene. You've got soft shoulders. So that exercise is done in your Wuji stance, where your 2 legs are about hip width apart, turned out slightly to the right. So there's only 2 stances or way to stand that you need to learn to do these 5 exercises. So the first exercise we did was grand opening and closing, and now we're going to move into our second exercise, which is actually the hardest, which is known as moving qi. Now, qi is the Chinese term for energy, and that's one of the ways they do acupuncture in China and other places. It talks about the energy in your body. And so we all know there's good energy and there's bad energy. So one of the things you do with QiGong is bring in the good and get rid of the bad. So for this exercise, which is called circulating qi or collecting qi from earth, you take one leg and you put it out to the side and the other one straight forward. The leg that's straight forward, you move it forward 1 foot length, the leg out to the side a half a foot length. You then rotate the leg on the side in 30 degrees, or the width of your foot about, and the front leg about 3 degrees, or the width of your big toe. You then take your arms, put the front leg arm front, back leg arm back, and stand. And this is your Santi stance. So we had Wuji and now Santi. And you can do Santi with your right leg or your left leg forward. So for collecting qi from earth, we reach out, we collect the good qi, and we throw out the bad. Throw out the bad, bring in the good. 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 Now, how many of these exercises should you do? Well, my teacher Yang Yang said 9 is magic Chinese number. So you can do 9. You can do 9 times 9. Or you could just do 5, 10, 25, whatever works for you. The main thing with QiGong is incorporating it into your life so that it becomes a day-to-day activity, kind of like brushing your teeth. So we're going to move from that exercise now to Santi stance again. No, not Santi, Wuji stance again. And I want to show you one of the ways you can do meditation with QiGong. And so the idea here, and this is going to be a little odd because I'm going to be on video for you doing this, is you do a standing meditation. Now, I'm going to do a Santi stance standing meditation because this is one that gives you energy. So I'm going to do the Santi stance with my left leg sideways, right leg forward, take my one step forward, half a step to the side, 30 degrees, 3 degrees, arms are in place, and I'm going to stand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to believe and think that I'm in this nice water back here. And I'm just going to stand and try to clear my head. Actually, for me, what works is just thinking about the water, feeling the breeze, and trying to focus on my breath. Now, I'm on uneven ground, so it's a little difficult. But you know, when you're in the ocean, it pushes you a little bit by bit. So I'm just feeling the breeze, hearing the birds. And I'm just enjoying the little piece that I can make. If it's not outside, find it in your head. So that's an example of a Santi stance meditation. We like to try to balance, so I'm going to do another Santi stance exercise, but this time I'm going to put my left foot forward. So feet at 90 degrees, left foot goes forward 1 foot length, right foot out 1/2 foot length, right foot rotates in 30 degrees, left foot in 3 degrees. Arms are in position, and now we are going to do the easier exercise, which is the brother to the last one. And this one is called collecting chi to dantian. What does that mean, dantian? Well, your dantian is like your solar plexus. For this background, dantian is like kind of your belly area, near where your belly button is, your energy center in your gut. And so I'm going to reach out and bring in the good energy. Throw out the bad, bring in the good. In some ways, this is like you're having a tug of war. You're reaching out and bringing in. And see, when you do this, you want to soften your shoulders. You want to smile. You want to be slow, serene, smiling. The other thing that the S is useful to think about is share. Because when you get done with your QiGong, it's good to share your positive emotions with everyone. So remember, you're extending You're expanding, you're elongating. Those arms and legs are moving against resistance. And I think I've done enough of that one. All right, so we've now done 3 exercises, on to the 4th. Now this one is called opening and closing the temple gates. Or you could say it's opening your grand reveal, like, here I am world, see what I'm doing. Or if you're on one of those shows where you're like, what is it called, the grand makeover or something like that. Opening and closing the doors, all right? It can also be opening and closing the gates of heaven. And for this, it's kind of like a modified Santee stance. You get one leg in front of the other, lean forward. Open the doors. Open the doors. This is really good for rotator cuffs. People that have problems with their rotator cuffs, this is great for you. And you can do this in a couple ways. You can do it this way. Your arms extended. Bent elbow version, where you're really focusing on those back muscles. One of the other S's is for the word scapula, or your wing bone in your back. And the idea is you want that scapula to be down and in the midline. There's so many muscles in your back that you don't think about that are important to strengthen, and a big source of pain when they're not strong enough. So, grand opening or closing, either with arms bent or arms straight. Getting a little windy out, which is really nice, some positive outside energy. Now we're going to do another meditation. Now I just want to show you this meditation. And also, as I'm doing this, I want to bring up the issue of if you're in a chair. If you're in a chair, you can modify these exercises so that you're seated and just do the arm activities. I can't go into every type of modification that you could use, but definitely I've had people that have done my class with me and been in chairs. So, next meditation is going to be Wuji stance. So my feet are about hip width apart, and they're tilted out to the side a bit, and I'm like hugging a tree. How apropos. It could also be hugging a friend. But you're going to put your arms out, you're going to close your eyes, and we're back in the water. Just resting, just being. Feeling the wind, the cool, hearing the birds. One thing you might think about is, well, what happens if my arms get tired? Well, then you just let them go down where they need to. And you don't have to keep doing this. If you feel too tired, start at a few seconds and build yourself up. So I'm only doing that a couple minutes, but people actually do that for half an hour at a time. And believe it or not, you are getting a lot of exercise doing that. And the other thing that's really important is meditation is so good for you. When we think about our bodies and our nervous systems, We're all in such a state of stress, and so much stress is not good for your nervous system. And what doing activities like QiGong does for you is it balances your nervous system. Instead of the fight or flight, you get the rest or relax side that you're waking up. And that helps with blood pressure, it helps with depression, it helps with sleep. It is definitely so good for you, and one of the things I think about a lot in life. Finally, we've got our last exercise, and this one is called washing organs. And Yang had told me that he does this a lot with cancer patients in his practice. And I think this is important to think about, the concept of washing organs, or taking your arms through your body and cleansing out what's not good for you inside. So with this, we do the Wuji stance, arms up, and you'll notice, what's this like? This is actually the parallel to our first exercise, or the opposite of our first exercise. The first exercise, we opened our arms. Now we're going outside first, and then cleansing inside. Outside first, taking the good from the sun and the sky, getting rid of the garbage. In with the good emotions, out with the bad. In with the good energy, out with the bad. In with the good energy, out with the bad. And so we're going to end our energy exercise today, and I'm going to take my positive emotions with me everywhere I go and share with everyone for eternity. You have a wonderful day.